On day 574 of the Galactic War, the fight for Oshaune drags into its second stage. Over 36 hours of deployment, 200,000 Helldivers on the ground, and resistance hasn't budged. Hive Lords, bile dragons, roach strains. The swarm holds firm at 7.5%. The major order demands 500 million samples, yet progress crawls. Too many have abandoned the operation to chase Hive Lords, trading objectives for trophies. 1 kill, 10 kills, it doesn't matter. You don't bring back samples from a corpse the size of a city. Oshaune won't fall to a highlight reel. It falls to Helldivers who extract what command requires. Samples and completed operations. And the Gloom makes every step harder. The Ministry of Technology swore the polymer coating would shield our systems. But Helldivers vanish mid-drop. Dropships crash without warning. And communications collapse into silence mid-order. The Ministry promises patches. The Swarm promises extinction. Only one of those feels reliable. And if anyone at Super Earth is listening, I'll say it plain. We can handle Hive Lords. We can handle bile dragons. But we can't handle your code trying to kill us faster than the bugs. Fix it before the Gloom eats your player base the way it eats our comms. Still, Helldivers adapt. Command has authorized new tools through the Dust Devils Premium Warbond. Desert-hardened armor, incendiary rifles, pocket napalm, even a guided silo strike. Let's walk through the arsenal.
Sending down support weapon.
The Dust Devils Premium Warbond. 3 full pages of gear and cosmetics. Unlock it for 1,000 super credits, or with a Warbond token if you've got one saved. That's the pink icon that popped on your HUD when you logged in, if you noticed it before diving straight back into the meat grinder. Now, let's take it from the top. Page 1 opens with the DS-42 Federation's blade. Heavy armor, rated at 150 protection with speed 450 and stamina regeneration at 50. It comes with the Desert Stormer passive, plus 40% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage, and a 20% boost to grenade throwing range. Perfect for surviving places that kill lesser soldiers, or for hurling pineapples at Hive Lords, if that's your style. Then, the AR-2 Coyote. Finally, an assault rifle with teeth. 75 damage per shot, 45 round capacity, recoil at 20, and a fire rate of 600. Medium armor penetration, incendiary rounds, and damage over time on every hit. This rifle doesn't just kill the enemy, it cooks them afterward. Easily the standout of the Warbond. Cosmetics wrap the page. The rightful occupier cloak and banner, so no one mistakes whose sand this is. And the Rattlesnake Hellpod skin. Desert camo for the flaming meteor we call an entry vehicle. Subtle? No. Effective? Absolutely. Page 2 brings the DS-191 Scorpion. Medium armor this time, lighter on plating, but with the same Desert Stormer passive as its heavy brother. Resistance is across the board, grenade throwing boost intact. For divers who want mobility without giving up protection. Backing it up, the S-11 Speargun. Call-in time is 4.75 seconds with unlimited uses and cooldown of 410. Fires a single explosive spear that leaves a gas cloud behind. It hits hard, it lingers, and it punishes anyone standing too close. Long cooldown, so make it count. Then the expendable Napalm. Call-in, 4.75 seconds. Unlimited uses, cooldown, 120. Disposable launcher that sends a warhead crashing down, scattering napalm bomblets across the target. Think Eagle Napalm Strike, except you don't need air support to light it up. Second most valuable tool in the bond. Cosmetics close it out. The windswept Wayfarer cloak and banner. Ideal if you want to look like you survived a sandstorm on purpose. And the Rattlesnake shuttle skin, painting your pelican in desert tones. A clever disguise, unless the enemy can see orbital fire. Page 3 turns up the ordnance. The MS-11 Solo Silo. Call-in, 4.75 seconds. Unlimited uses, cooldown, 154. A deployable missile silo with a remote guidance unit. Think Hellbomb, but polite. It waits for you to point where you want the devastation. Next, the G7 Pineapple. 300 damage, penetration at 3, outer radius of 10 meters, fuse time 2.4 seconds. Light armor penetration, explosive. A good old-fashioned frag, but tuned for Helldivers. Loud, effective, and messy. Cosmetics fill the rest. The Rattlesnake FRV skin for your dune buggy. Now you can flip it in style. The exosuit pattern in the same motif, because painting a walking tank beige will definitely trick someone. The Raiders Cheer emote, perfect for celebrating the improbable. And the Barrier of Heads title, a little dramatic, but accurate enough for anyone standing behind a rocket turret and gets ragdolled. And if that wasn't enough, the Superstore adds the DS-10 Big Game Hunter. Light armor, only 50 armor rating, but speed boosted to 550, stamina regeneration at 125. Same Desert Stormer passive as the others, so at least you'll resist the environment while running faster into danger. Helmet sold separately. The Machete comes alongside it. Slower swing, heavier hit than the hatchet, with medium armor penetration. Estimated at around 130 damage per strike. It's built for brutal close work. If nothing else, you'll look heroic trying to duel a charger with a knife. And rounding it off, the Eternal Corona Cape and Banner, a blazing sun emblem, subtle as an orbital strike, bold enough to blind the swarm with your sense of style. So that's Dust Devils. Heavy, medium, and light armor options, all tuned for survival on Hive worlds twisted by the Gloom, where the air burns, the ground stinks, and the bugs treat the place like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Environments so hostile that even your stims think twice before working. The Coyote AR-2 is the clear standout. Finally, an assault rifle with the bite and burn to change how we fight. At the other end, the G7 Pineapple, well, the name promises fireworks, but in practice, not enough shrapnel, light armor penetration, and an anemic blast that barely rattles the swarm. More fruit than grenade. Beyond the gear, the war grinds on. In the last 2 days, I've run 12 full missions across 3 operations and haven't seen a second Hive Lord. Maybe we were lucky. Our first drop, and there it was. But chasing Hive Lords isn't the mission. When it happens, it happens. Until then, extract the samples, hold the line, and let Command worry about the trophies. If this debrief gave you the intel you needed, subscribe and stay in formation. If you found it useful, share it with your squad mates so more Helldivers hit the ground prepared. And if you want to go beyond the broadcast, join Omega Command. Our server link is in the description. A rally point for tactics, reports, and the occasional war story. Until the next drop, keep your safeties off, your stratagem codes sharp, and your democracy louder than their roars. Helldivers, dismissed.
The Dust Devils Warbond is a gift of fire and steel. The Coyote, AR-2, armor blessed with resistances, and stratagems that strike like divine hammers. Tools worthy of our cause, but too many Helldivers squander them, chasing Hive Lords for hollow glory. That is vanity, not victory. Our duty is samples, objectives, and survival. The Hive Lords will fall in time, but only if we hold the line together.